between this Lev squad.
It's time for the Samsung match start. Load up fast with Samsung SSDs. FURIA on the attack. And it looks like they're going to go into some of that. Vice Utility, the salvo already clearing out one of the thorns.
Yeah. And if you heard it, it was actually popped ahead of time. Good awareness by Tex to pop the thorns before the salvo is up top mid.
King's going to hear that. He should hear it. He started to slow down, but it was too little too late.
Oh, wow. And the Vise wall is still up on Ace, so these guys can't actually accelerate into the site. King might be able to find all 5 players.
Knife him, you coward.
My.
Knife him. Oh, no, he turned.
Oh, no! And he dies first.
But Tex on the site, getting a couple before succumbing to the pistols of FURIA. But it's gotten competitive for what seemed like it was going to be a disaster. At least for now, it's been salvaged.
Oh, look what that spike is. I mean, this round is just over from FURIA. No chance for them to really play this. Now they've got 50 seconds, but I think Lev could even still close the door this late into the round. They're going to go ahead and do that.
Wow.
Heat's going to put on a calm cosplay and go for a late flank and spawn while Rafa causes some noise here, breaks down the door to pull some heads.
Surely this doesn't work against calm. Look, he's holding heaven.
He knows.
He knows better.
This is my play. You can't take it from me.
Salvos break the door.
A little bit of this shots not connecting from Rafa. Heat up in heaven. 20 seconds left on the round. It was Calm who was watching heaven.
That's crazy.
Very well put. So LEVIATAN will get the pistol, barring those silly antics at the very beginning of the round.
King impersonating the jester.
Dude, it's so sad too, because King genuinely played that exactly how he needed to. He just got owned because this guy turns around to pick up the orb.
Why does he have his knife out?
To get the timing.
Oh, because he wanted a knife from, bro.
No.
No, you do it for the culture.
No, not for that knife, man.
One enemy remaining.
The knife out is
You blame him for that one? I give him some slack for it, personally.
I don't know about that. I would be livid if I saw my player pull out a knife right there. Either way, Lev had the read. It was still a good play. It was a minor misplay from King.
Yeah.
They still secure the round.
Now, I think the struggles for both of these teams have been very well documented, right? Across really the entire year. And maybe now we've settled, at least on the side of LEVIATAN, who's going to be the correct IGL. Maybe we kind of get roles figured out, but I don't know, guys. Listening to some of the interviews, like the ones you were mentioning earlier from Pedro Romero, shout out Pedro, like it seems like there's a whole lot going on in that camp.
Well, it's not a great look either. The Demon one whiffed the one way.
I saw that.
I was going to let that one go, man.
I couldn't.
Low-key Omen Tech, by the way, you purposely missed that. You hide it with a judge.
You do the dropping one way. Yeah, no. I'm
no,
with you. I'm
not
with
even
you.
dropping one way. You go hide in it with a shotgun. We'll never see it coming. Like, oh, you missed the one way.
One enemy remaining.
Easy clean up here for Lev. Flawless round. And that'll really make for a strong bonus. Look at the buy going into the bonus. That's a really good bonus buy coming out of Lev.
Take a look at it. The eco frags one more time. Ender, you were talking about how some of the competition that LEVIATAN have faced makes it to where maybe their record is not as accurate as you might think.
Yeah.
Is there still hope that you're holding out for this squad?
To me, I feel like LEVIATAN are kind of a middle-of-the-pack team. Like, I'm not a full-on doomer for the squad just yet. But the thing is, we haven't seen them play other teams around the middle. Like, I want to see them play, like, I don't know, like 100 Thieves, the Sentinels maybe. Like Cloud9 was really the closest matchup we maybe would have seen, and that is rough.
Very risky. Tex swinging main right there as the Senti, losing that util very early.
Interesting here, Lev not filling in on that space. I thought King might try to post up with Marshall in B main, but opting to give that away for now.
I like the call from FURIA here. Cut noise, bleed the clock. And you can see right now, the lack of a Senti, it's a 2-2 split for Lev across this giant map.
Yeah, mid's completely open. There was a wall there from the Vise, but that, of course, going to be offline now. FURIA haven't really seized an opportunity to step into the space, and Demon's creeping up on the one-way. Wow.
And getting the kill onto Khalil. Nicely done.
Well, now that smoke's gone for FURIA on the hit, this becomes a lot more complicated, and maybe requires Rafa to find something top mid.
Lots of pressure on him. He has found the weak spot, in theory, or he might be able to press and make it hurt.
I mean, this spot is very powerful because you hear all the rotations. And he knows he has this timing now. He hears the heaven rotate. He knows probably one more at B.
Interesting.
He's looking at it.
He might catch the time.
Oh, calm with the timing.
Very well done.
And the thing is, he was calling his teammates into B. There's still that player there. Calm, a chance to reposition over into lane and do some serious damage with 10 seconds on the clock.
He is by himself, though. The rotations are starting to come through. I don't know that they'll arrive in time. The delay is certainly going to help with the missiles. That's a spike.
Wait, they can't plant. The round's over.
That's the round, unless they frag out, and they're not even going to give them the fights. Demon One's still playing all the way back A. The delay utility saved it.
Oh, the idea there from FURIA. That's rough. That is very rough. Something I'm not a fan of, by the way, in pro level, is having the lurk activated first in most of these scenarios.
1000%, yeah.
I think lurks coming through spots like this need to be taking second, maybe even third contact. And you can see why. Calm is just sniffing out everything. What's going on in mid right now? And there's just no one drawing his attention.
Yeah, and it's not like Calm has to hold both those lines, because it's always possible the A player comes back to re-clear him once no one's speeding up into the A site, right? So you do need those extra levels of distraction.
All right, boys, a quick taking stock of the situation. You've got King with the op
Be right back.
across the middle of the map. And a light buy for FURIA.
Couple of rifles still. They held on. Two nice shots from King.
Yeah, very nice. And Knife's going to get a fair amount of info. Demon One's in a cheeky little spot. 5-0 for the controller so far.
If you look at Prize's kit, he is the Sova there. There's nothing to clear out Demon One right now. There's nothing. He should feast.
But there's nothing. There's no cross with him. I mean, if he flashes, he's kind of by himself.
Oh,
yeah.
The paranoia near sight.
I thought maybe somebody would help swing off of from main as well.
No, he had KO spotting the cross. He had paranoia in hand, and what a play from Prize.
Yeah, very well done. Rossi's going to try to save this a little bit with King perched up in heaven. The op ringing true. Another round for Lev. And it seems like they're going to be able to save the op into the next. Yeah, very well done.
Yeah, that'll be nice for Leviathan. Also, not really showing very active looks with the Waylay op either, just that deep hold into mid. Now King maybe wants to play a little bit more aggressive into the mains. Because now what? We've seen FURIA falter on a much slower round where they get punished going for the late rotate with some mid control, then try to run this quicker split here, but with the lower guns, that not paying off either, and very hard to scale past that op.
Cutting through.
I will say I like the pairing of Rossi and Demon One at main right now. Immediately push back. See, that's an attack smoke in main. Fight for the orb, likely going to the Yoru.
You would think.
Yeah, they pulled the knife out of Rossi as well, so the stall potential on Lev's A side a lot weaker than it would be, especially with Vi's set up over towards B.
Oh, the mid-round aggression here. What a read from Lev.
They've got to know mid is a bit weak because they saw so much put into A main early. Now they see the scouting on the B side. They're going to see that Heat's the guy to pick up the orbs. They know there were just two players over in B main. Now there's a chance for Ross to get that walkout onto Cat. At the same time, the re-clear comes in B main. This is beautiful. Now they can shift back over into the A site. If FURIA don't go immediately, they're going to be able to fight this.
Beautifully painted picture. Demon One on the site, getting the best of Havoc. And again, the delay utility becomes a problem. You've got the mollies, you've got the missiles, but Khalil slipped the net. Able to take care of some of that defensive fortification, and now the site is open. Prize with 10 HP, Khalil much healthier. But an attempt to try to keep this back when you're outnumbered and you're outgunned like that, it does not add up.
The Waylay comes out, gets that space. Oh, that's frustrating.
Big time. That was just a great macro round from Lev, I think. Rossi, right? He's calling today. He's
side B.
This could be a mess.
The Waylay's coming tiles. Ole.
You got the recall set up, the dash over the top, the hinder to connect, someone playing tiles. It's not there, it is. Rafa falls.
That was a bit botched.
Wow.
Yeah, they didn't fully invest like I thought they would. Havoc's in trouble. That stinger does so much damage, but it's not enough to get the kill. Now they're going to speed up out towards B. Demon One close by. Calm not too far off. Now it's going to buy a little bit of time, but it's Sexier by himself in a 1v2 with Op.
With the op is so tough. The stinger by his feet too. He's going to try and find the pick first on the shot. Great work out of him.
Drops the shoulder, upgrades the weapon to something more formidable. In a 1v1, a tap of the spike, not fully committing onto it yet. His Prize is trying to find his right window, but connects the shots onto Tex. It's a thrifty round win for FURIA.
That is a much needed round win. That is huge from FURIA, and The proactivity, we were complimenting it. They might have bit off more than they could chew right there.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what happened in main.
Yeah.
I believe because King jumps over and didn't initially clear the player under him, he spent extra time whipping around to get this, then he gets swung. He needs to have 2 kills there minimum, because those players coming out of main, as soon as the Waylay dies, every single Fury guy is turning to hard hold that B main.
Right.
That's a crazy lineup, though.
That is sweet.
Yeah, that was nerdy.
The hinder onto tiles like that. It did feel like it was missing something.
Right back into the action we go.
Okay, there was just Havoc threw a fake TP bottom mid right now that Rossi should have been in range to hear. That's why King's rotating to play mid 3 at the moment. Lev might be thinking this is more of a B split look.
Look at
that
this
teleport.
Yeah, look at the turtle setup right now. They're anticipating a B hit, potentially with a Vice ult, and they're just going to chill back here.
Surely they've
They
got
are
like
fine.
shorties to play with backside.
You guys say they're fine. The TP through. Bolstering that a little bit.
Bit early on the flash from the Vice.
They're kind of stalling out here. I thought they'd be accelerating a little bit more.
Suppressed.
Maybe patience is what pays off.
Wow,
Oh.
just hard holding every angle. I mean, Prize gets 2 kills. Tex is still backside, but not for long. This round's just cooked.
Yeah, it didn't look like Lev was fully ready for some of those fights, but great patience from Furia. They waited out the Vice Thorns. They dodged the flash, and they were just super ready for all of these fights. I mean,
Yeah.
none of the Lev players were ready for any of that.
I think King was expecting, because that CT smoke is going down before the scale comes into the site because of the Thorns delaying out. King's thinking he can find a kill, but there were 3 players just hard holding this line against him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those rounds where it felt like the macro was there for Lev, but the micro was off, and Furia capitalized on it.
Yeah, even nice paranoia there. Double holding the backside swing. Good work.
The money's now weird for the next round too. You know, they've been investing that up. They can't afford to buy it here because of how costly it's been in the last couple of rounds, and now they're in this weird like Sheriff, Guardian, Light Armor mess.
They do have some pretty heavy ultimates to work with, Lev. So not so dire, but this is going to be a big swing round depending on how many of these ults they want to commit in. If Lev lose this, the next one's looking dire.
That Annihilation coming online. Rafa yet to get on the board with a frag.
Dude, he just used that 2 rounds ago.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think it was comms.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
complicated.
sure. There's no way this cat's 0-6 and he's
Yeah,
got 2
yeah.
ults in half. Poor guy'd be getting farmed.
Oh, this is a reclear?
Does he have TP up? I don't know that King does. Do you? Oh, you've spotted him.
Good gate crash out of here.
That doesn't seem like the Havoc way, does it? Overstays his welcome. Bites off a bit more than he could chew. And Heat trying to speed up and re-clear this. They're going to try to double down B.
I mean, the B hits have been working these last couple of rounds. This time, though, Rafa is going to be moving late into mid. Lev saw this a few rounds ago and he went top mid and got punished. This time, he needs his main players to activate before he goes for the look.
I was going to say, if you're Lev here, you're much more willing to invest some of these ults. King is going to try to get away.
Here he is.
Seconds left.
Perfect pinch timing on the market push.
Now, no, Tex and Rossi, all 3 of them have their ults if they need to invest them, but they're just going to frag their way through. It was a lighter buy, but you mentioned there was enough behind this for it to be a problem. Ender, you were right.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised Rafa goes for the spawn walk there. If he plays into B, he's got a pinch, he can trade out his teammate, then it's a one-on-one. Fury kind of chose to play for their individual fights and ended up getting punished for it because of the King just ratting out sort of on site there.
You know, I think that was one of the critiques that I had of Furia, especially towards the beginning of the year, that I'm not seeing having been fixed, is that a lot of times when I watch them play, they play as if though they're better shooters than they are. And they play for their own individual fights a lot. And it doesn't usually work out for them.
Oh, speaking of fights, they're ready to brawl B main.
This didn't work out last time. But, second time's a charm, or so they say. Demon 1 dead.
Wonder if Rafa's just going to be lurking mid every round. It could just be the drone this time, but he's been taking space off that pretty consistently.
Is there a follow-up behind it? He's going to try to hunt him down. Lighting up B main, but falling for it.
Oh my god, Com's stuck on this side of the wall too. That is brutal.
What a mess. And now they can speed up behind this. Rossi's going to be here. He's got full bag of utility. Including the ult, but you can't imagine he uses it here. Tex has to find value.
2 on 5. I almost think Lev should save. Nothing's given to them.
Yeah.
I don't think Khalil spotted him on that little jiggle.
The money is not good. Oh.
Oh, dear.
You're going forward. Okay. Yeah. I thought he would have cut his losses there, but a flawless round from FURIA to get them to 3.
Sean, I want to ask you a question now. On the mud scale, how muddy is this match?
We are covered. We are covered.
We are lathered up.
Yes, indeed. Oh, man. I'm shocked King just went for a solo ult play like that. I mean, it was a good ult. He could have capitalized, but there was nothing helping him.
I wonder if he thought, because there was the drone going mid, he might have thought there were more players going behind that.
Like someone
so it's
crunching.
Like,
yeah.
That's to try and give the benefit of the doubt. That's what I'm trying to come up with, but it was very ambitious.
Here's that smoke. Again, front A main. They disrespect the one-way very quickly. Teo drone going up cat from tiles. This guy's got range.
Doesn't really find too much of anything, but...
Well, I think the passive info, though, is valuable.
Yeah, knowing that Lev aren't going for that active walk down we saw a few times in those early rounds.
Havoc sent the gate crash in, and I don't think anyone can capitalize on the TP if he does take it.
Rossi's suppression came in, so FURIA kind of called off that quick hit.
One suppressed.
Oh, he does tag 1. So Com's drone from mid did just tag Heat, as you see on your screen, but Rafa was posted up behind the box. So
that's all back B. Just a dry all back B.
Sticking that?
Say what?
What in the world are they doing? This is so awkward now. I mean, it's into an eco, but the whole map, the whole round has been thrown into chaos.
There's a lurk mid, there's a lurk tree, there's still 2 players on B.
This is crazy.
Demon One's in a decent spot to make a play.
Ooh.
A little damage dealt, but he had no health. He had a classic.
I should do it.
How are FURIA lurking up 3 lanes right now while their Omen's sitting in backbone?
Yeah.
That was wild.
But I do think for as much as this round is going to likely convert for FURIA, I'm tempted to say the only reason this works is because there were no guns on the side of Lev. If they try to do that...
Coming into round 11, though, King will have money for the operator. He's going to be posting up B, it looks like, but it's really hard to play mains, I think, with the op against the Yorl. So often that just turns into a very simple side exec where you're getting hard cleared, so...
And maybe if King was TPing from a little bit further back and he could take that aggro line and get back to safety if he feels some of the pressure.
I love King's line. Oh, he's actually aggressing.
But he crossed. Does he know?
He definitely knows it's possible. Oh, this isn't favorable for King if it's peaked right.
I don't know. He can't get out of this. Oh, yep.
Oh, nice shot.
Very nicely done. Snappy reactions from the duelist.
Oh, he's staying. Okay, I was about to say, staying in drone.
Now Havoc accelerating a little bit with his ult. He's going to get a ton of info. Realizing that B's a little bit softer, it's going to be a full retake from Lev.
Rafa plays so fearless, man. Bro just ran all the way up into heaven even before the Yor ult came on in. Pretty good post-plant setup for FURIA already.
Yeah, Lev have a couple of key ults here, though. And that's one of them. The null command from Rossi. Tex has his ult, too.
Yeah, you can see how aggressive they're playing with the Vice ult online. And
oh, that shouldn't have happened.
It's not going too bad right now for FURIA.
No. Still a numbers advantage for the defense, though, and now the second ult popped. Havoc has to clear out a lot of space. He's going to hit a late lurk all the way through spawn.
What a play.
If it pays off. Do they know? I don't think they hear any of it. No.
Smoke.
Time is the issue, though. The spike's been going on for a little bit, and so maybe as everyone else crumbles around him, he's going to show up, but it might be a little too late. Oh, great awareness from Lev.
I respect the idea to have the attack smoke. That was their smoke in hell. The problem is when you normally see that, the smoke should be like clouded out a little bit more. It didn't give them much room, and it gave all of the space to Lev to get the spam angles. You actually see G2 do that quite a bit. Valen does that at cloud out hell smoke a lot, and I like the idea they're trying to buy time for this flank, and man, time was expensive. They couldn't afford it.
For sure. Even if that smoke is bloomed out a little bit more, that actually gives you the walkout from rafters too, so you're not getting sniped off that angle immediately. Got to deal with other ones, but a little bit easier.
Last round of the half, off still in the hands of King.
Interesting that FURIA are just playing out of range of any early knives or anything like this.
The Annihilation play.
Locating targets.
Hinder lineup? Is that what's going on? Hinder Annihilation play? That would go insane.
Sean, you're such a nerd.
Thank you.
Bro.
I say that as lovingly as possible. The fact that you're thinking that far ahead is just, it's a treat to watch. We'll see if that is part of the plan, though, or what they try to do and execute around this.
Those missiles in the Whaley scouting up and back is so sick.
That was awesome.
Wow. Thank goodness for the cat smoke.
So now what? They speed up towards B?
Yeah, but you can't really with the double thorns.
Yeah.
Rafa's in danger here.
Yeah, I don't know that he's a little behind the pack. He might not get across. Oh, he's
Oh, he
tucking.
wants to lurk, Doug. This is all this guy does. Little fake A, but the missiles give up his position. There's no way he survives this.
Yeah, Demon 1's close by, and if for some reason that fails, Calm is a little bit further back. Rafa, you got to clear those angles, big guy. Can't have mistakes like that happening. That's going to hit all three.
Look at the annihilation in main, too. Forces the Vise out. Heat needs to get in front of this, find some kind of a pick.
Again, the timing is awkward. The spacing is uncomfortable, and Calm getting the best of Heat in a situation he probably shouldn't have. They're going to try to walk into B main, and it does not pay off. An 8-4 half for Lev.
Oh, that's Lev adjusting to that Teo lurk.
Yep.
And it's not a great idea. The salvos give away the position, and you saw it right there. I mean, pretty much all of Teo's kit does. Yeah.
Have you seen someone do that before?
The Waylay peek through a smoke like
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
The up and back. I like that.
I think if the, I mean, we can have a bunch of conversations. Oh, yep. That was a bad word. We're gonna throw it to a quick break. When we return, the second half of a set. We'll see you guys shortly.
No, I do not pet my monitor. No.
I mean, he lives in his monitor. Tech plays very close to his
does.
I
monitor.
mean, it's a close relationship, that's for sure.
Retrieving thorn trap.
But now FURIA down 4 here. Need to come up with something. And Lev's comp not going to have the same attack issues that they had with the double duel or double senti.
Frenzy close. Little trap play in B main.
They're playing so far off A too.
I like the thematic flower on the ground. Like it's real almost for the flash.
That's a really good flash to swing off of.
Yeah, it is.
No smokes to block this one.
That's a nice thing about Vice. You mentioning it yesterday. But if that flash doesn't get a ton of value, he's going to get overwhelmed. I mean, Prize is close by. Dart just went out. They're fully committing onto the site. Hit the wall's going to keep them back. Rossi and King both screwed.
Down A.
Beautiful.
Well played.
Prize swinging out a cat as well. Tex finding this pick in mid gives Lev some options, but wait, the spike is boosted up there. What? What? Okay, he grabs it, he's fine, but like...
Oh, that's robbery. Quite literally, that's crazy. They get a kill out of that.
Tex in a great position right now, but at the same time, Prize out in mid.
Oh, that's questionable from Rafa. Numbers now in Lev's favor.
How have Prize and Khalil just walked completely
30
around
seconds
Tex, left this A site open?
The one benefit, though, is that I don't believe Tex has heard much of anything. They haven't made any noise on the rotate, so even if you do think A is safe, you're not fully convinced.
Exactly.
And so because of that, they can't contact out. They have to invest some of this util to clear it out. You're not going to have it in the post plant, at least the missiles.
10 seconds left.
But they are going to land here. Khalil, flash, 2 smokes. Prize has his dart back up, but he's so weak, 5 HP. Door's going to buy a little bit of time. Paranoia out. Suna committing to get a door broken down. Now falls. Prize joins it. Khalil in a 1v3. All 3 lit up. But you're outgunned.
Wow, that was a round that FURIA really should have taken, and one that gives Lev 9 and gets them super close to running away with this game.
I mean, that opening, right, between the flash combo with the thorns, that guy's full flash stuck in front of the wall, no teammates to help him out. And I think that reclear into main kind of pokes FURIA out of it.
Always good to check in with watch parties happening around the globe. Leviathan, we mentioned it. They haven't given their fans very many reasons to celebrate.
But
so
the
far
one
this
is
year,
balloons.
Yeah, but you know what? Yeah, you're right.
You can't get wins. You can at least have some balloons.
Well, it does seem like they're on the way. They're getting a map win here. FURIA have a lot of things to solve and not a lot of time to solve it.
Rossi grabbing mid control really quickly here. Deep mid-3 smoke. A lot of pressure in mid. You can see how passive they are in the extremities. I like this look from Lev.
I feel like Rafa's just been playing on his own this entire game. In the mid space, too. Now doing the same on the defense.
Oh, nice shot.
Unbelievable shot.
Is that the spike? That was?
Well,
I did not realize they had that up there.
I mean, you're gonna
He
need
left it.
You're gonna need 4 more of those. 3. Oh dear.
Hold on, now there's a push out of B main as well. Wall triggered though, and now Leviathan starting to equalize.
It's the mud again. It's messy again.
Still gotta get the spike and get past Havoc's Sheriff.
That pixel angle. Almost getting a little bit more damage done. 35 seconds left. They managed to get the spike down.
Dude, these rounds are crazy. There's no way we're walking into the enemy spawn again.
A 1v1, of course. This is how everybody thought this round was going to end up.
Calm's having a great game. 1v1. This is his wheelhouse.
I think Heat has 32 HP.
Guys, look at the guns. So. The guns, come on.
But you know, honestly though, this is the conversation we had at the beginning of the round, and this is the spot that we're in. So, conventional wisdom out the window. Heat waiting on the other side of the wall, gonna break it. Flashing, swinging. Oh, yeah, and it wasn't even close, right?
Look at the X's on the minimap. That is Lev in an anti-eco, and the positions they're dying. What?
I mean, I like the idea that they had for mid control. I like the extremity holds. I did not realize the spike was making its way into market.
Because that's the real problem, right? The spike goes down here, then it's a Marshall on its own trying to recover the spike and get away from just people closing in from every angle. That's why it turns into the mess.
Instead of mud, can it be mayo? Since it's responsible by helmets.
It can be. I feel like I would almost rather be covered in mud than in mayo.
Yeah,
like they've got mud baths. They don't
Yeah.
have mayo baths, as far as I know.
I'm sure someone has tried it somewhere. Right. Okay. Continuing along with that. Tech's expecting a little bit of aggression towards B, or making sure that's not the case. Meanwhile, kills traded him in. A lot of utilities still going to have to work through.
Yeah, re-hitting here is not going to be so easy, especially if they wait any longer.
It's not terrible to lose the Yoru to the KO right there. It's going to make the hit, like you said, it's going to be pretty difficult.
Yeah, sucks to not have the clone to at least pre-break this Vise wall, though.
Let's see how they use the Waylay to get past all this util.
Something I haven't really had to do yet.
Teleport primed on the Waylay. Here we go.
The Thorns have already been procced.
Oh my God.
Nice entry.
Yeah,
that
very
was
well done.
You went into the door smoke, got the fight on the rotate?
I didn't see. I know he threw out the hinder. I didn't see where it landed.
I didn't either, yeah.
But I know we've seen Waylays try and toss it into smokes they dash towards.
I'm pretty sure he threw it over in the smoke.
Hopefully we catch it on the replay. 3v2 here. Prize and Khalil have a fighting chance at this.
Last player standing.
Well, they had a fighting chance at it. It's now 1v3, quickly turned into 1v2. You still don't understand there's a player in hell. And again, safe and secure in the hands of Lev.
Yeah, and that's the bonus going Lev's way, and oh man, the hope is dwindling here.
Yeah, so tough that Furia picked this map, seeing the weaknesses. And yeah, the hinder was thrown in here. That's awesome. Never jump while hindered. You're done so.
Guys, I have a confession. There's nothing more that I love.
This guy. I'm better than this guy.
I agree.
Oh man, he is 17-6.
Hard to argue with that.
Yeah.
Sean, what do you love? Don't leave me hanging.
Yeah,
I love fighting support players for the initial. What? Like the way he dove into the smoke, the way the Waylays are diving into market on the B hits.
Especially because on this map, you always have someone in on an A hit playing inside the tree smoke, trying to jump through when you hit it. Same thing for the market smokes on a B hit.
That's not going to feel good. It's going to flood him back into B main, or into back site. Prize at a distance with a stinger. I mean, he's the only one who can make a play, and they're trying to rotate back to help him out, but they've got the crosses covered.
It's just a shellacking right now from Lev.
Yeah.
I'm really pleasantly surprised with King's Waylay, right? Because he's just been on permanent Yoru duty for Leviathan, just about.
Well, I mean, and I understand why. It's such a strong agent right
100%.
now. It feels like if you aren't leaning into the Yoru, some of the strengths that he offers, you're behind.
But the fact that he's got